Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us on this Monday. It is September 9th. I'm Mike McCarthy filling in for Kurt Ledlow today. With cyber attacks on an uptick in the state and across the U.S., we are asking questions about how the city of Columbus is protecting its citizens. They have met 10 times over the last 9 months with the goal of addressing issues like staffing, safety, and size of Ohio's juvenile correctional facilities. Attorney General Dave Yost making this very clear this afternoon and also making it very public with this message you see right here posted on X. Tonight only on ABC6, our Steve Levine uncovers how Westerville police say they were able to track down the stolen vehicle before another crime could happen. Well, what kid isn't a fan of roller coasters? Candidly, mine, my 7-year-old.
Oh, not a fan.
Not a fan.
Oh.
It's a struggle. But typically, for kids who like roller coasters, to get that thrill, you've got to go to an amusement park.
So we know how Stacia feels about pickles. How do we feel about other vine fruit like zucchini? Where does that fall on the Stacia spectrum?
I mean, in a bread, I'm fine with it because you've added a bunch of sugar and it tastes delicious that way.
Mask the taste of it.
Yeah,
basically.
there you go. But it just
so not too vegetable-y.
Yes. We begin with what's said to be a somber and emotional night at Nationwide Arena. This is a live look at the growing memorial outside for Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau, the brothers killed by a suspected drunk driver last week as they were in their New Jersey hometown to celebrate their sister's now postponed wedding.
That vigil there in the Arena District gets underway in just about 2.5 hours from right now and includes a silent remembrance lasting 13 minutes and 21 seconds. 13 minutes for Johnny's number 13 with the Blue Jackets and the Calgary Flames, and 21 seconds for Matthew's number 21 he wore at Boston College. The Flames also tonight holding their own vigil in Calgary at 10 o'clock our time.
Today we heard from the captains of the Columbus Blue Jackets who shared their memories with Johnny Hockey.
We also heard from Jackets GM Don Waddell, who told us there are certainly questions about the team's future now looking ahead, but those are for another day. This was about supporting Johnny Gaudreau's family. For 6 days, the eyes of hockey fans nationwide have been focused on Nationwide and the memorial growing by the day for the Blue Jackets' Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew.
It's just an incredibly tragic, sad story about what the family's going through.
For the first time since the brothers were killed by a suspected drunk driver, this hockey family shared what day by day has been for them.
Moving through all the emotions, anger, sadness, disbelief, and emptiness, I've come to realize how much love I have for John.
Team captain Boone Jenner also spoke of the joy Johnny Hockey brought.
A joy
on and off the ice.
I was so lucky to have witnessed.
Jenner and the team's alternate captains called number 13 the number 1 father, dedicated to his children and wife Meredith.
When my wife and I went through a tough time this year, John and Mary were there for us, like family of their own.
John leaves us a life's example of love, simplicity, and joy.
Over the past 2 years, I've gotten to know John and his family, and I can see just how much they meant to him.
You were truly a family man. And we will continue, and you will continue to inspire me to be just like you.
Eric Goodbranson hoped to inspire everyone to be responsible behind the wheel.
If you think about driving after a few beers or a fun night, please, please, please do not find a way home.
As a team, we're going to get through this together. We're going to grieve, cry, be vulnerable, and support each other every step of the way. But we will persevere because I know that's what Johnny would have wanted.
And through a memorial bigger by the day, fans will keep their focus on a team they say feels like family, too.
It's a tight community. I think all these Columbus fans and, they just want to have the support and want to give them the support any way they can.
The players today did not take any questions. GM Don Waddell said they just weren't ready for that yet, understandably so.
Really powerful to hear from them, though. What stood out to you most in what you heard today?
There were so many anecdotes behind the scenes, the way he was off the ice, but something that stood out to me was, and frankly, I had never heard this before, they said they're really going to miss the reactions when people would see his pregame meal.
Johnny's pregame meal.
Yeah, let's actually pull up here at the memorial and you'll understand what we're talking about. Right there's a box of pasta with Johnny and Matthew's name on them. And the players today said Johnny's pregame meal was a huge mountain pile of pasta, no sauce, topped with butter, and he also paired that with a Coke. And that seemed to shock anyone who saw him loading up on that before the game.
Carb loading before the game.
Getting ready.
Of course, our hearts with the Work family. And of course, the Goodrows as well. And we heard about them as such a close family today.
Yeah, there is no question about that. A number of players said to know one of them was really to know all of them. And even the players who did not know Matthew well could really tell that he and his brother Johnny just had a very special relationship. And that was clear even just knowing a little bit about the pair.
So what do we know about funeral arrangements and other ways to honor them in the future?
So those are some pretty big questions still tonight. GM Don Waddell didn't have anything to share about that when he was asked today. He said all those details are still being worked out. And he also said the Blue Jackets aren't ready to share any plans they have just yet for ways to honor Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew when the preseason gets underway, as well as the first game of the season. But as we get those details, as we continue to talk with the team and the management there with the Blue Jackets, we'll continue to keep you updated at home as well. Back here in Columbus tonight, police are searching for a man they say is armed and dangerous and the woman he is accused of abducting. Here was a look at both of their pictures. They say 31-year-old Richard Patridge, who's on the left there, allegedly abducted 39-year-old Ashley Freestone on the right of your screen. This happened yesterday in the area of East Main Street and Alum Creek Drive on the east side. Police say Patridge has several active felony warrants and he should not be approached. They believe Freestone right now is endangered. You can take a closer look at their pictures as well as get the contact information for police on our ABC6 app and website.
We really appreciate, you all just for really advocating for our kids and what's right.
For weeks, we have been telling you about some charter school leaders and families who called our On Your Side team after Columbus City Schools told them their child was not practical to transport this year. The issue now getting the attention of the Attorney General here in Ohio, who says he is ready to take action.
ABC6 is On Your Side, working to get you new information about the July ransomware attack that targeted the city of Columbus.
We were first to report that hackers leaked sensitive information out onto the dark web more than a month ago. Steve Levine tonight talking with a security expert who says potential victims really cannot just sit around and wait for answers from the city.
In the football fever, the Ohio State Buckeyes beat Akron in week 1, and now they will host another MAC school on Saturday night.
The Western Michigan Broncos coming to town next, and sports director Dave Holmes live at the Woody Hayes Center where the Buckeyes are practicing as we speak. Hey, Dave. Thank you so much, Dave. And if you need more of your Buckeye fix, the second episode of the Buckeye Fever podcast is out tonight. The Buckeye Fever provides game recaps and previews with the entire Fever crew, along with some special guests along the way. You can find that wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so here we are, a couple days before the game, and it's feeling like summer once again.
So we're going to fix that.
Developing tonight, former OSU quarterback Art Schlichter did not score any points in court today.
He was supposed to face a judge for a drug case that is underway, but he did not show up, and we went looking for him. Former Ohio State quarterback Art Schlichter is getting one more chance.
Next case is State of Ohio versus Arthur Schlichter.
A judge delayed his latest drug case after he didn't show up to court almost an hour into his scheduled hearing Tuesday.
How you guys doing today?
We last saw Schlichter in court back in February after he was charged with drug possession.
I'm Art Schlichter. You ever heard of me? Art Schlichter?
That's when state troopers say they found crack pipes and cocaine in his car in Linden.
You literally have drug paraphernalia on you and on the floorboard of your vehicle.
Schlichter has faced legal troubles for years, struggling with gambling and drugs. He served about a decade in prison for a massive ticket scheme. His newest felony drug charge came while he was on probation after pleading guilty to possessing drugs last year. It's not clear why he didn't come to court. We found his summons and we went to his listed address. Mr. Schlichter? But no one answered. Schlichter's next chance in court is later this month, and as it warns on his summons, he may be arrested if he doesn't show again.
Developing tonight, Genoa Township Police are pushing for tips about this sketch.
They are working right now to find the man who attacked and robbed a woman right near Hoover Reservoir. It's an area not known for this kind of violent crime. Concerns have started rippling across Hoover Reservoir, somewhere Mike Bell fishes frequently.
That's a bad thing to hear about, that somebody would do that to somebody, especially a woman by herself.
Last week, along Red Bank Road near the Twin Bridges boat ramp, a woman was attacked and robbed by a man who Genoa Township Police say rear-ended her car. The crash was minor, but the woman wound up in a hospital. Chuck Shank plans to talk with his wife.
Tell her to be careful. You know, if something like that happened, get on the phone, call 911 right away.
Have you ever heard of anything like this happening up here before?
No, not at all. No. So it's actually a really safe area.
Jan Simic says she walks Red Bank Road every day with her dog.
I'm not going to worry about it too much. You still have to get out and live your life and do what you need to do.
Police are investigating whether the crash was intentional as they search for the attacker. Based on information the victim gave police, investigators released this sketch saying the man was tall, thin, with dark hair, right around 45 years old, and wearing a gray cutoff t-shirt. They think he was driving a light-colored sedan, possibly a Toyota.
To be honest, I don't know if if I saw someone, if I would even think, oh, that might be him. But I guess I'll keep it in mind if I'm out walking.
Wow. Wonder if this person lives up here somewhere. I mean, it's not like you get lost and just drive down this road, you know what I mean?
Bell and the other reservoir regulars say they'll keep coming back, trusting police will make their catch. That kayaker I talked to for that story turns out had the right idea based upon what Genoa Township Police said. The deputy chief told me if you are ever alone in a minor crash and you don't feel comfortable, if something just doesn't feel right, stay in your car, keep it locked, and call 911 and wait for officers to arrive. Remember, you are able to follow the search for the suspect as it continues, even when we're not reporting on it here on the air. Download our ABC6 app if you already haven't done so, and you're also able to sign up for alerts, as well as get instant access to local and national headlines.